Hey, this is Timothy Theory, and you're listening to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. It's Money, it's Clyde, and we're going to talk a little wrestling, baby. You ready to do this, brother?
Woo! What's out there?
What's up,
I'm ready to get it in. Put it in the oven. What's the 350? We won't burn it up too bad, brother.
I'm glad that you are, because we have a lot to talk about, brother. We really are going to burn it up today, brother, with all this info we have. We're going to talk about tonight's Raw matches that are announced. Some big AJ Styles news. Evidently, AJ Styles wants to wrestle the Undertaker in front of live fans again. We got a little bit of a hot take here. Oddball Otis might just be the main event star that SmackDown needs. Going to talk about that. What if Dolph Ziggler beats Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules 2020? What if that happens, brother? Wow, huh? Right? And then we're going to talk about this. A little bit of a conspiracy here, dude. What if John Cena tried to bury AJ Styles before his main roster debut? That's a lot to hop into today, brother. You ready to do this stuff?
Yes, sir. Santa Maria, by God, Jerry Negron, let's get it rolling.
Hey, speaking of Jerry, man, I was supposed to get him on this past weekend. It was just kind of ended up being a super busy weekend. So, Jerry, if you're listening, brother, we'll get you on the next show. Okay, let's talk about this, man, real quick. Tonight is Raw. It's Monday, and there's a few matches already announced. You know, I guess this is the final Raw here in the build-up for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, brother. We've got a few matches announced. We got the Kabuki Warriors versus the Golden Role Models, and you interested in seeing that one at all?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that almost as much as any of them, man. Right now, Bailey is hitting on all cylinders. Sometimes I think before it's all said and done, barring injuries or any backstage problems, I think Bailey's going to go down as one of the greatest of all times. And Sasha, same thing with her, man. I haven't seen a wrestler that sells as good, maybe since Bret the Hitman Hart. You know, I had to get that in there.
Okay, let's see here. We are 1 minute 55 seconds into the damn show, and you've already mentioned Bret Hitman Hart, brother. And that's okay. Not that I don't love Bret Hart, brother, but you know we are just less than 2 minutes into the show, and every day you do the same damn thing, dude. That's all right. One day we're gonna have a little surprise for you. What do you think about the Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins match booked for tonight? It's almost like lately, to me at least, it seems like they've kind of been pushing KO down the ladder a little bit, and I don't know if that's just if he's got some heat backstage or if that's just just not his time to shine right now. Of course, he's taking on Seth Rollins tonight. I don't see no way that Seth doesn't walk out with his hand held high at the end of this one and this build up for the Extreme Rules match. And I was just curious to get your take on this match.
Well, you're probably never going to hear this from me very often, but here lately, anytime Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are on the screen, I kind of fast forward past it, man. I don't really enjoy the, some of the words that they're using. I don't know if it's Seth Rollins or creative or a little both. I'm just not enjoying this feud, man. It's just, I would rather see the Kabuki Warriors, and I want to see the elbow off the top and Asuka spit the mist. All that's more entertaining, man. And, not to say too much, but I'll go ahead and say it. To me, it's a little bit of a blasphemy.
I'm going to have to stop you right there because it is kind of blasphemous. I mean, I'm not much of a Rollins fan, but when you're going to talk about my man KO in the same breath as Rollins like this, dude, I really don't appreciate it because I really think KO can go, and I just think that they just kind of haven't given him the proper attention on the roster lately. I do know that, though, early on into this, this new world that we live in, that KO took some time off to be with his family, and I don't know if that's what kind of got him pushed down the cart or not. But how dare you put him in the same breath as Seth Rollins? I'm just going to leave it at that, brother, and we'll move on. We'll just move on now because I don't want to get my blood pressure too high this morning, dude.
You need to have a Puerto Rican rooster fighting match, brother. You eventually.
That sounds good, man. We'll have to line that up. But what we do have lined up for tonight already, brother, is R-Truth versus Randy Orton, and I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this one. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I love it. I love R-Truth. He is a comic genius. He's a great wrestler. He's a great character. I just love everything about him. Same thing with Orton, I know I give Marlene a little tease here and there about it, but Randy Orton might be the greatest natural talent, maybe in the history of the WWE. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to see Truth getting too far with this, and you could consider R-Truth a legend, so more of this legend killer stuff going on, brother.
At this point, I definitely do. And when you think about the 24/7 title, I think about R-Truth. Do you also?
When I think about that, I think of him, and when I think about some of the funniest, comical, genius stuff I've ever seen in wrestling, and even outside of wrestling, it's him. that deal he had with little Jimmy years ago and the spiders, man, that stuff was so hilarious.
Yeah, R-Truth definitely could have, held some more prestigious hardware, and I don't think you or I would have complained at all.
Yeah, and I've met him a couple times, and he's really, really good with the kids, and he's just a real class act gentleman.
All right, man. Before you finish talking up all the wrestlers on the damn roster, dude, let's move on. Because we do have one more match officially booked for tonight, and that's the Viking Raiders versus Angel Garza and Andrade. And whether the Viking Raiders, the Raider Vikings, the Brutal Raider Vikings, I don't know, what, but Angel Garza and Andrade, I'm looking forward to seeing these guys together, man. I really have enjoyed this pairing of late. And what do you think about this match? I guess it's like the meat and potatoes versus the half-land lucha style, huh?
Well, I'm going to be over on Team Garza and Andrade, Selena Vega. I just love watching them, man. They move so well on the ring. They just, especially Garza in particular. This dude just oozes charisma and machismo and all that
machismo, brother, yeah.
And over on the other side with the Minnesota Vikings, the Viking Experience or whatever they're calling these guys, they're fun to watch. Like you said, meat and potatoes, the contrast, the styles, and actually that's the match now that you said that. That's the one I'm going to be looking forward to. That's going to be some really good stuff right there.
That one has potential to get 10 or 15 minutes, I think, tonight,
I really hope so, man. I see this Garza as eventually a WWE champion. I know Vince looks at him as like the next coming of Eddie Guerrero, but let's let the guy be the first Angel Garza. That's what I'm thinking.
And another story I've been dying to jump into with you, brother. AJ Styles wants to wrestle Undertaker in front of live fans, and this is courtesy of Ringside News right here. It said the Undertaker is said to have wrestled his last match, but if he decides to have another go in the squared circle, AJ Styles is waiting for him. And what do you think about the possibility of Undertaker stepping back into the ring at some point in the future? And if he does, would you like to see him wrestle AJ in front of a live crowd, or you think he's kind of, do you think he's kind of just too far past his prime at this point? I hate to even say that's like those are like blasphemous words that was like tough to even pull out of my mouth,
Actually, man, I'm probably in the minority on this. I really hope that he does hang him up. I don't want to see this guy, being injured or anything like that. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he seems to be enjoying life after wrestling. I tell you what I would like to see, though. I would like to see him come out at a 80,000 seat WrestleMania in, Toronto or Chicago, and get that ovation and thank you Undertaker and all that kind of stuff. That I would like to see that other than a match, man. I think that's AJ just trying, he's dreaming, and good for him for dreaming big, brother.
Right, absolutely, man. Well said. Usually I like to argue and disagree with every damn thing you say on the show, but this time I'm 100% with you, man. I think you said it right. And if he does step back into the ring, I would like to see it in like one of those pre-recorded, House of Horror type matches, kind of like this eye for an eye match we're getting ready to see at Extreme Rules. It's going to have some pre-recorded segments, but why not? If you definitely want to come back, if you feel like you want to do something in the future, just do a pre-recorded match and let the editors make everybody look good, But if he does step into the ring live, let me say this: if he does step into the ring live for one final time, I would think AJ would give him the best shot of putting on a good match.
Yeah, I can agree with that. AJ Styles is arguably the greatest talent of the last decade. He wouldn't be my choice, but a lot of people say that, and I wouldn't really argue that all day with anybody.
Let's move on so we can argue some more. Speaking of arguing, this is courtesy of BleacherReport.com right here, brother. WWE hot take: Oddball Otis might just be the main event star that SmackDown needs. And this is just a whole article praising Otis and how hot he is, and just he's so over with the fans right now, and they're saying that he could basically save SmackDown if they just push him to the top of the card. And I'm kind of right there with him right now. I think Otis is basically, maybe aside from The Fiend, maybe the hottest thing they got going. Would you want to see Otis feud with Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship?
Oh, yeah. Stakes and weights, day one, brother. I love Otis. Otis is Chris Farley, a little bit of Dusty Rhodes, a little bit of this and that, a little bit of comedy. I love this dude. I wish he'd cash in his briefcase. I'd like to see him as the champion. I like him a little bit more than The Fiend, man. I just really enjoy him. He's a pleasure to watch, and Mattel likes some retro, so we can get an Otis.
Big Otis, yeah, we do need one, dude. I don't know if you saw last week the speculation heading into that Great American Bash was that like Keith Lee, of course, would win the match against Adam Cole. And then there was some rumors online saying that after he won, that Otis would come down and cash in on Keith Lee and win the NXT championship. Did you see those rumors circulating last week?
Yeah, I did see that. That would be interesting. And who knows? It could happen. He definitely has strong ties to NXT, and him and Keith Lee, boy, you're talking about a Brahma bull versus a crocodile. I mean, these two guys are both just monster-sized gentlemen. It'll be something to watch.
They are extremely agile, monster-sized gentlemen. Let's not leave off the caveat at the beginning there, brother.
Yeah, you got a good point. That Keith Lee, man, he moves like he's Rey Mysterio's size sometimes.
Yeah, man, it gives overweight men all across the world hope, you know?
Yeah, I mean, every time I look at him, I feel a little bit better about life.
Here's something that I don't know if it would make me feel better or not, and this is courtesy of BleacherReport.com, a little bit of speculation. What if Dolph Ziggler beats Drew McIntyre at WWE Extreme Rules 2020? Now, let me say this first. I love Dolph. I'm a huge Dolph fan. I feel like WWE kind of missed their window, though, with Dolph to push him to the champion, because I feel like right now is Drew McIntyre's time to shine, and I don't see any chance in hell that he drops his belt to Ziggler at this pay-per-view. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, I'm with you on Dolph, man. I think it's crazy because he's had world titles and he's had a Hall of Fame career, but it always has felt like he's a little underrated, underutilized. I don't see any scenario where Dolph beats Drew McIntyre. I think, my opinion on that is I think Randy Orton is going to be the one to beat Drew McIntyre, probably at SummerSlam.
And another piece of news that I saw today, and this is really more speculation too, but I think it's really interesting just to hop into because I've never heard really anyone say anything cross about John Cena before, so this just has to be speculation to me. That's just the way I'm chalking it up. But here we go. This is courtesy of BleedingCool.com. Did John Cena try to bury AJ Styles before his WWE debut? And of course, AJ is one of the top stars on the roster, and he came from TNT. And they're just speculating that Cena might have tried to push him down the card a little bit before his debut. And what's your thoughts on that, brother? Because I just don't think that happened because Cena was basically on his way out at that point anyway. You know.
Yeah, I don't see that happening either, man. If anything, I could see Cena saying, I really want to work with this guy, and they did work a really good program. I in particular remember AJ getting over that. You know what I'm going to do now? Beat up John Cena. I don't think it's that at all, man. Cena's a really, really good dude, and I'm hoping he comes back. I'm still hoping for this in this new NWO with Cena kind of playing the Hollywood Hogan role.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be actually really cool, man, to see something like that happen in the future, brother. What do you think the chances are of something like that actually going down, though, like honestly?
I think at this point it's 50-50. And the old saying in WWF, WWE, pro wrestling in general, never say never. Just when you think something ain't going to happen.
You never say never.
They're out there spray painting everybody.
But it just seemed to me, when I see Cena in the ring, the way he looks around at the crowd lately, and the way he kind of almost like he soaks it all in because he knows he's just a part-time performer. I mean, he's a special attraction at this point, and you can see the way he soaks it in when he's out there now, and the way he tries to embellish the moments that he has. I almost feel like he's slowly on his way out, brother. If that happened, don't get me wrong, I would mark out just like most wrestling fans, even the ones that don't want to admit it, they would too. But I just don't see it happening, brother. I see a better shot of someone like I don't know, brother. Actually, I don't know who would be a good face of the new NWO or something like that, brother. But I just think we've seen the last days of the Cena and Rock making long runs, guys like that, brother.
Yeah, to me, if you could book it, let's say we fantasy booked it real quick, you would have John Cena in the Hogan role. I would want to put in The Miz and Dolph Ziggler and then kind of build from there, but not overdo it like they did with the original ones where half the rosters in the NWO. I always thought that's what ruined that, man. It kind of didn't seem special.
Once they got too many. Yeah, once they got about 5 or 6, it was kind of... Right.
You got the referees who joined the NWO and people in catering and,
right. Security, everybody else in the NWO, right? Yeah, I think they did take that a little far, but the NWO was still a really cool angle. The three that you named, though, the only thing I would see wrong with something like that would just be like the size. You know, I mean, Cena's kind of a big guy, but I mean, the Miz and Dolph and Cena, they need a monster, brother. They need a monster like a Strowman or something with them just to make it believable.
And maybe McIntyre. Look how cocky he can be sometimes. He almost comes across like a big daddy cool.
Just a little bit. And here's something I want to talk to you about. This is courtesy of TalkSport.com. This is exclusive. I want it. Drew McIntyre excited by reports that he could face Randy Orton at SummerSlam, and he maps out a potential story. And this goes back to what me and you was talking about off the air a little bit ago today. You said Orton's hot as anyone in the company, and you think that if they do face off at SummerSlam, there's a good chance McIntyre drops the strap to Orton here to, you know, I guess to continue his feuds that he has going right now with the likes of Edge and others. But what do you think? I mean, I just think that McIntyre has been such a good champion. And if they face off at SummerSlam, I would hate to see McIntyre drop the strap so soon. What's your thoughts on this match potentially happening, and what would you like to see happen if it does?
I would love to see the match, and I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre, but I almost looked at it like this, and I think WWE's probably thinking the same thing. Randy Orton's more of a known name, and SummerSlam's definitely a known pay-per-view that's going to bring in even casuals and maybe some fans that haven't watched it at all. I know a handful of wrestling fans that only watch the Big Four. So, you know, Randy Orton versus Edge kind of sounds bigger to me than Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, I think so too, brother. Just for the
marquee, bro.
Yeah, for the marquee fans, for the part-time fans, the cold weather fans, the snowbirds, whatever you want to call them. I think Randy Orton definitely does have more name recognition. But I think for the core group of fans that actually watches week in and week out, I think they're really enjoying this McIntyre run.
Yeah, he's improved so much. I get this sneaking suspicion that either Heath Slater and or Jinder Mahal are going to screw him out of his title. And then I see him kind of working a program with them.
Wow, Jinder Mahal. Yeah, talk about a guy that was hotter than ever about a year ago. And speaking of hot, you've been hot today, brother. You've been really good. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show. You've improved. Right now I'm giving you like a slow golf clap over here in the studio, brother. And before we wrap this one up, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, anybody listens, man, thank you. Give us a like, give us a subscription. Share it with your friends. If you don't like us, let us know. Maybe we can improve, you know. And Bruce Pritchard, if you're out there, you bring Carlito back, you bring the Colognes back, you put them with Garza, you put them with Andrade, bring back the LWO. You guys own the rights to it. Come on.
That's right. Just do it. Just give us anything, brother. And thank you so much for listening out there. Check us out on the web, thatwrestlingpodcast.com, wrestlingzoo.com. Always updated with all kinds of crazy madness. Daniel Alexander, Jerry Negron, Nevlin, we see all you guys out there. What's up, everybody? Mark Britt, we see all you guys out there. So sorry to Enzo Amore. We did not have time to get you on this week, but we will next time. And other than that, you folks have a beautiful day out there.
I'm go get it.